Hello and welcome to a special exclusive YouTube series called The Closed Pyramid, which is part of the Stateside Soccer Show. We are starting this some more YouTube content here. So this is a YouTube show called The Closed Pyramid, which is specifically about the closed US pyramid. Meaning we're going to cover USL, we're going to cover NISA, we're going to cover any of these other leagues that we don't have a lot of time to talk about on the main show, as we're talking mainly about MLS right now and U.S. men's national team as we get into the summer. We really wanted to be able to talk some of these lower leagues, and what better name than the Closed Pyramid, right? So that's how we're going to start off today. I'm wearing my, there you go, Maryland Bobcats FC jerseys that just came in the mail this week. So that is something that is really awesome. I got all three. I mentioned that on the main show, the deal that they had, like all three for $160. So I got that instead of the Union light blue kit. So yeah, I'm really excited about, with this, the Bobcats and their season that has started last week. We're also going to take a look ahead at some of the USL stuff that's this weekend and some of the stuff that's already happened, as it's not been the same as MLS in the sense that MLS is like, okay, all teams have started the same week pretty much. As we look at some of this stuff, as I look at USL, I look at the main USL Championship here right now. We had some games last night. But look at some of these teams. OKC Energy has had 3 matches already, while teams like Memphis and Pittsburgh Riverhounds have not played one yet. So you have some teams that have played 1, some teams that have played 2, some teams that have played 3, some teams that have played absolutely 0. So it's a little harder to look at like stuff like the table right now, because it's kind of a crapshoot right now because there's not much to talk about. I will say for OKC, having 3 matches played and only having 1 point, not a great start for them at the USL Championship level right now. Let me see if I can go ahead and just share this a bit here. So as we can see here, up top, number 1, FC Tulsa, 2 games played, 6 points at the top. Tampa Bay in second, Tampa Bay Rowdies. They have a great new crest, great new kits. Really old school look for Tampa Bay Rowdies from the club that was, very famous in the 70s. They have 3 points. Louisville City FC with 3 points. Hartford Athletic with 3 points. Miami FC with 3. Indy 11 with 3. And Atlanta United 2 with 3 points. Underneath that, it's the first 7 there. 8th place is Charleston Battery with 1 point. New York Red Bulls 2 with 1 point, Sporting KC 2 with 1 point, OKC Energy with 1 point. Then with 0 points, we have Memphis in 12th, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Loudoun United, Birmingham Legion, and the Charlotte Independents. So not a great start for some of these clubs here. That's actually just the Eastern Conference there. The Western Conference, let's take a look at that here. We have Rio Grande Valley FC in first with 2 games played, 6 points. LA Galaxy 2 games played with 3 points. Phoenix Rising in third with 3 points. San Antonio FC in fourth with 3 points. And Sac Republic in fifth with 3 points. Then you have a whole bunch of zeros. Some of these teams, again, haven't played. Austin Bold, 0 games played. El Paso Locomotive, 0 games played. Oakland Roots, 0 games played. Orange County SC, 0 games played. Real Monarchs SLC, 0 points played. And Tacoma Defiance, 0 points played. 0 games played, 0 points. The reason why they're up higher is because they all have 0 games played, which means they have 0 goal differential. So now if we look at some of these other teams, like New Mexico United that have played a game, they have 0 points. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC with 0 points and a -3 goal differential. 14th, Landon Donovan's San Diego Loyal, which just lost their 2nd game in a row. They are at 0 points, -4 goal differential. And Las Vegas Lights FC with a -5 goal differential. They haven't even scored a goal yet out of their game. They lost 5-0. They're in 15th place on the West. So that's how we're looking right now in the USL Championship. Lots of teams, right? We have lots of teams here in the USL. We got 16 in the East, 15 in the West. And look, I think I love the USL. I do love watching USL games. Some of these crests are amazing, like FC Tulsa's. I really like FC Tulsa's look. Tampa Bay Rowdies, we just talked about. I do like the Hartford Athletics look as well. Charleston Battery, I kind of like their older logo better, but is what it is. Pittsburgh Riverhounds, definitely like their new logo better than their old one. And Birmingham Legion, I think, has a really cool look. Charlotte Independents have a great look. When you're looking at the West here, I like Sac Republic's look. Austin Bold looks pretty cool. That's actually the first Austin team before Austin FC. Oakland Roots has some really good looks. San Diego Loyal, I do like their look. In Las Vegas Lights FC. We don't know how long Las Vegas Lights FC is going to be Las Vegas Lights FC, though, because LAFC has like an association with them now, and they're like training in LA and like flying to Las Vegas for games or whatever now. So it is kind of a weird situation there, and I'm wondering how much longer until it's probably just LAFC 2, which is unfortunate. I don't like the two names. Sporting KC used to have a different name too. I forget what it was, but it wasn't Sporting KC2, which is just boring. Philadelphia Union 2, they used to have I don't even think they play anymore, but they used to be Bethlehem Steel, which was cool when they played in Bethlehem. And now they're just they're definitely not in USL Championship. They're probably USL League One right now, as we'll take a look at that soon. But Real Monarchs, that's like a Real Salt Lake one. That's a cool name. That's really cool. But yeah, not much to talk about here. We do have some games coming up here. So if we take a look at matches, we have Saturday tonight here as this episode goes live. Indy 11 versus FC Tulsa at 7 o'clock. Louisville City FC versus Birmingham Legion at 7:30. Miami FC versus Hartford Athletic at 7:30. Tampa Bay Rowdies, Pittsburgh Riverhounds at 7:30. At 8:30, San Antonio FC versus Real Monarchs SLC. El Paso Locomotive versus New Mexico United. Phoenix Rising FC and Oakland Roots. Those are all on ESPN+. You can watch all these games. And Sunday is LA Galaxy 2 versus Tacoma Defiance. And we have some midweek games as well there. But we'll talk about all of those probably next Saturday is when I'm probably going to be putting these episodes up for everybody. Hopefully everybody could see, I probably should have made it this large, but oh well. So that is our USL Championship look ahead there. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the USL League One as we look at the table there, which, only 12 teams here for USL League One. And then you have USL League 2, which, we'll talk a bit about, I guess. But we also have the Legends Cup that I wanted to cover on NISA, which is over, and now NISA starting their full season. So that's something I wanted to talk about as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at that screen. Make it a little larger like that. I think that's a little better. You don't need to see my face as much. So if we take a look at this here, again, some of these teams, 4 games played. Fort Lauderdale CF has been playing for a bit now. In first, Greenville Triumph SC in first with 6 points. That's 2 straight wins, a 5 goal differential. They've given up no goals. Pretty good defense there from Greenville Triumph SC. In second place is Fort Lauderdale CF with 4 games played and 6 points. They got 2 wins, 2 losses, and actually a negative goal differential. currently with a -1, as you see there. They've given up 6. They've only scored 5. That's Inter Miami's B team. Union Omaha, which I think is a great crest, great name. They have 1 win. They've only played 1, and they won 2-0. And they're in 3rd with 3 points. Richmond Kickers, a historic franchise. They're in 4th with 3 points after 3 games played. 1 win, 2 losses in a row. 2 losses in a row. But a still positive goal differential. So that win must have come in handy there. That win was a 3-0 win over New England Revolution, too. In 5th, South Georgia Tormenta FC with 3 points. They face Richmond next. North Texas SC in 6th place with 3 points. New England Revolution 2 in 7th with 3 points. And then you have teams with no games played. Chattanooga Red Wolves, Forward Madison. Great crest, great team name, great kits. North Carolina FC in 10th with 0 points and 0 games played. And Toronto FC 2 in 11th. And then in 12th, FC Tucson, who's played 1 game, lost it, -2 goal differential. They lost 3-1 in that one. So USL League One, there's your look ahead there. Let's look at the matches that are going to be played today. Richmond Kickers versus South Georgia Tormenta FC. That's at 6:30. At 7 o'clock, North Carolina FC versus Greenville Triumph SC. North Texas SC at 8:30 versus Chattanooga Red Wolves SC. Then FC Tucson versus Forward Madison. So this is Forward Madison's first game. This is at 11 p.m. as they're in Tucson, Arizona for that. Chattanooga Red Wolves have their first match. So some pretty interesting things to look ahead there. If you're not going to watch the MLS games and you like watching some more of the USL games, because there's just so many games right now. And then no games on Sunday, but we got games on Wednesday, which is New England Revolution 2 versus Union Omaha, and that's at 5 p.m. Kind of an odd time for that game. And then, Saturday, we'll probably be breaking this stuff down again, look at the games that just happened there. Not much to talk about yet in these leagues, which is why we haven't talked about this stuff yet, and why this episode's probably going to be really short is because some of these leagues have not really played all that often yet. So they just kind of getting started. They're playing at an uneven rate right now, too, which is making it a little more difficult to talk about. Like, how good is this team? We don't know. This team's played 2 games. This team's played 4. This team's played 0. But one thing I did want to talk about is the NISA Legends Cup. This took place. This is where the Bobcats were playing. This took place from April 13th through April 25th. You had 3 match days and then a semifinal and then a championship. So the Bobcats lost their first match day, which was against 1904 FC. Then they lost their they drew their second game against Michigan Stars, and they lost to Cal United Strikers, so they did not qualify for the semifinals. In the semifinals was Detroit City FC versus 1904 FC. And also Chattanooga versus it doesn't have it listed here. This website's kind of not laid out great right now. But the championship was Chattanooga FC versus Detroit City, which Detroit City won 3-0. Those were all on beIN Sport Extras, which unfortunately I don't get. I don't get beIN Sport. Unfortunately, it looks like they do have it's on Slang, it's on Pluto TV. Oh, I guess you could watch it on Pluto TV, which is free. So that's interesting. Yeah, Maryland Bobcats finished with no wins in there. They had 1 point to put them near the bottom of that. Detroit City did play 4 games. So it's kind of like a weird layout for a tournament. But as we approach now the full start of the season, which started on May 1st, you had Michigan Stars beat New Amsterdam 1-0. That new Amsterdam logo is really sweet. Detroit City FC beat Maryland Bobcats 1-0. Detroit's got to be like the best team in the league at this point. Cal United Strikers beat Chattanooga last Sunday 1-0. And this past Friday, New Amsterdam lost to Detroit City FC, and LA Force lost to San Diego 1904. Tonight, we have Chattanooga FC versus Michigan Stars at 7:30, and Maryland Bobcats versus Stumptown AC at 7:30 as well. And we have some games on Wednesday and Friday, which is Stumptown AC versus LA Force on Wednesday, Cal United Strikers versus Detroit City FC on Wednesday, and on Friday, New Amsterdam versus Stumptown. And then we'll have some games on Saturday that we'll take a look at next Saturday when we do the show. So, been a pretty interesting run there. This Detroit City FC Maryland Bobcats game finished 1-0. Anthony Manning scoring the winner in the 90th minute for Detroit City. And then tonight, Maryland Bobcats versus Stumptown AC. Looking forward to that. All of the NISA games, I believe, are on, let's see here. You might be able to watch it on their website from what I'm seeing here. It has a countdown on their website. I'm not sure if, I think it was just for that tournament it was on the beIN Sport Extra, so it does look like you're able to watch it on the NISA website. We'll see. Like, this is all brand new to me as well, now that I'm following with the Bobcats and stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to the seasons for all of these leagues. USL League 2, which is kind of like a lower league. It's not a professional league, I guess, anymore. But that has the Christos FC, which is a Baltimore team, is joining USL League 2. And you all know how much I've been railing for a Baltimore team in one of these leagues, but I don't think that this one really counts. It's not a pro team, it looks like. So I'm really hoping for like a USL 1 or a USL Championship team in Baltimore at some point. Dream goal is MLS, obviously, but I think MLS is going to be slowing down on their expansion quite soon. And at this point, there's nothing else to really say about that. But again, watch these lower leagues. I have fun watching USL on ESPN+. I have fun following all these teams. They do have some really nice jerseys because they're not linked in with the Adidas deal. So I will keep saying, yes, support your local teams as well. I bought Bobcat stuff instead of Philadelphia Union stuff because this is my local team. Because if we want these local teams to survive, we got to support our local teams as much as we can with our money, whether we're going to games or in a time of COVID right now, buying merchandise on their shops if we can swing it. Watching their games when we can on ESPN Plus or on the NISA website if that's who you're following. We got to do as best as we can to make sure that these teams survive and that we grow the small leagues in this closed pyramid, so it continues growing and can sustain itself. And maybe at some point it becomes an open pyramid. We don't know. Probably not. But there's only one way to find out. And that way is through supporting these teams, supporting your local team, going to local games when you can, and hoping that your team does well and that your team, that your ownership cares and puts a product on the field that can win some sort of trophy. We do have the Open Cup. We may have a closed pyramid, but we do have the Open Cup. And these teams like Christos FC faced DC United in an Open Cup. That was awesome. I went to that game. It was a lot of fun. And hoping that at some point when we have Open Cups again, that like the Bobcats are in there and I can go to a Bobcats game versus an MLS team or whatever. That's the goal, is to have a strong lower pyramid that can eventually grow and just continue to grow and eventually become maybe that open pyramid. We'll see. It's a long way away if so. But I do want to thank everybody for watching. If you watched, let us know what else you want us to cover on the closed pyramid here. If you want certain questions that you have, or if you just want us to cover games, cover standings and stuff like that, let us know. But this is the first one of this, so it's going to be a little probably like not as good. But hoping that just like the closed pyramid itself, that this show continues to grow and that we can just enjoy watching these lower teams, lower leagues together.